I think it's been quite successful, even though it's a lot of last minute stuff and we don't really know like what to expect also. But I think every time we go there, the friendliness of the FDWs always cheers us up and always like eases our minds, even though we have a lot of things that we want to do, even though we may not achieve them. I think it's still quite like overall we always have fun, which is quite important. We always end up bonding with them and learning more about them. I think it's just a simple reminder that it's more than just a job. You are really inviting them into your family and they are a part of your family, and I think this whole experience just reminded me of how human they are.
And you'll be surprised because some of them actually like the same songs that you do. So like these songs, I mean like K-pop lah. So some of them are doing K-pop as well, which is quite surprising. So I was like, oh, like we are not that different after all. So it's really quite an interesting dynamic over there. Yeah.
I found it quite meaningful because from the time that you can really see the change from the time when we first met them to the time up till now. Because when we first met them, they were quite reserved and we didn't really know how to approach them. But I think through like the activities that we had with them, it really allowed us to get to know them better and also allowed us to make conversations with them. And slowly but surely we became friends with them, and that's a dimension of an FDW that you don't really get to see when they're working for you. Now, through like all the interactions that I had with the other FDWs, I'm more curious to know about like what it's like for my FDW back home, and more curious to know what her life was like before she came to work for us as well. And just more keen and more appreciative of the things that she does and the sacrifices that she makes, and just a sense of closeness with her lah.
So much intentional communication with this particular group of FDWs on such a large scale and a frequent scale as well, as we went down every week for engagement. And I think it's very fulfilling because I've really got to understand their plights and like their struggles in living in a country that's not their own, to even work in a country that is not their home country. There are many difficulties that they face in this country that they are not a part of, and I think through communicating with them and being very genuine in my questions, I really got to understand the situation that they face in Singapore and how better and how crucial it is to even help them to feel like it's really their second home. To really bridge the gap between both two different communities, as long as you are intentional about it.
That come to work in your country, but you really get to know them on a personal level, which is like quite special. Usually when you interact with people, or even like in normal jobs, people don't usually have such like super close relationships with like clients and stuff like that. But I think the field of domestic workers is one that's very special.